Hey, good afternoon everyone. This is Victor Echo 7 Golf Hotel, and today I would finally like to show you this RigExpert Analyzer here. It's made out of an Arduino Uno and an AA02 from RigExpert. It was originally created and coded by Whiskey Bravo 9, Romeo Alpha Alpha, Ed, and Whiskey Alpha 9, Papa Oscar Kilo, cams from the States. The original design is using an Arduino Uno with a large dip style at Mega 328, but the design was a little too big to neatly fit in a case. So what I've done here is I've purchased the Adafruit Metro 328, and it has some LEDs on the left that light up when things are going, and I had to cut a notch out of the case here so that it could fit in the SMA port. It takes some minimal wiring, and we're going to get this thing opened up and show you guys inside. So it's a Metro 328, which is the surface mount version, and all I've done is simply just tack the wires on here and run them around the side. There's minimal connections, and everything, all the pinouts are noted in the Arduino Sketch. I only have this working with the AntScope version 1.2.6, and it works quite well. This is a really neat little device, just runs off USB power. It's in a neat little package, and here's the full-size Arduino, and as you can see here, the large style dip chip leaves absolutely no room in there, as well as the programming header, which you can just easily remove here on the Adafruit version. I've designed these 3D printed rails, and that'll help align everything in there and keep the board from shifting around. And they just neatly clip in. So let's pop off the hood here and take a quick look at on how this is all laid out in here. So you've got the original micro USB port for the RigExpert Analyzer, because you do have to update the firmware there that Ed has done, Whiskey Bravo 9 Romeo Alpha Alpha, and I will link everything to his website and go on and show your support to him, because it wouldn't be possible without his hard work for this amazing little project here. So I'll just wrestle this out of the case and show you what's going on. Alright, now that we have it out of the case, this is just a simple $10 case from Amazon here that was meant for the Arduino, and I had to drill a hole just off center there and cut out a square notch with some delicate knife work. And of course, remember that it's an acrylic, and it's not as soft as plastic, a little hard to work with. So these little 3D printed rails here, these ones were resin printed just to prototype that, and they are designed to snap into the bottom of the board, and they are different, so there's one of each piece. And I have some other 3D printed ones here I will show you in just a minute. So here's the 3D printed ones on an FDM printer, and you get nice straight edges on there, and these particular ones were printed in ASA, which is an ABS-like material, and it will help with warpage in summertime heat. So it's not as soft as the PLA plastic that is prone to warping in the summer. Each of these ones has an obvious shape here that will fit in with the obvious shape of the PCB, and I designed these in Fusion 360, and I will make the files available somehow. Have not figured that out yet. And other than that, it was simply removing the programming header from the Adafruit Metro 328. And that was quite an easy job to do, and yeah, as you can see here, that it leaves a lot more space in there to be able to fit the embedded RigExpert PCB. here's a couple of renderings of the side rails that I created for the RigExpert PCB, and that will just help align that within the case, that you don't have anything shifting around. Now for a future video, this is what I wanted to show you guys here. It wouldn't be possible without Ed and his friend Bob, WB9RAA and WA9POK down in the States. They have created a wonderful antenna analyzer made from this embedded PCB and their own. And they have their whole project listed on his site, WB9RAA.com, and he also has this Uno project. So thankfully it's a very simple sketch when it comes to just uploading it, and I will link to the project files here that he is hosting on his site. And just absolutely fantastic. It is my go-to analyzer. I have them both, and the one with the screen will be in a future video here. Make sure you go by and show your support, because these projects wouldn't be possible without all their hard work. Now Ed has created a modified firmware. Just simply reflash it with the file and the firmware flasher that he has hosted on the site here, and you'll be able to fix the communication protocol that was perhaps a different speed, originally shipped from RigExpert, and that'll fix it for the 38,400 baud. But it's best to do that prior to installing that in the case. If not, you'll just have to lift it out to connect the micro USB port, and as well you'll have to flip the tiny dip selector power switch. There's a little tiny switch that I will show here, and you have to switch that between external power and USB power. And this way the USB port remains available for future access. Now this is Ed's YouTube page here. This is where I discovered these amazing projects and have become my go-to analyzer. I've got one at home, I've got one in the mobile, and I have the Arduino version. And in a following video I will add more detailed tuning of antennas with the AntScope software. Ed has videos covering various steps, the build and programming, as well as 3D printed design files that him and his friend Bob have come up with for the LCD Antenna Analyzer version. The best part about open source stuff and why I'm so passionate about all of this is that it's about it being easy for everybody to print out and build. Sometimes it takes a little work, and I'm still learning myself, so it's one of those things. I enjoy open source stuff and passing that along so that everybody can enjoy it. I believe that RigExpert is hosting an Arduino Sketch of the version that they have a little schematic on their website, but as you can see here, the version that Ed created is much nicer, and now it has a much smaller form factor, as you can see from what I've created here. Just slip it in your go bag and it runs off USB power from the laptop. And it's also nice to be able to use the AntScope PC software versus the LCD, the other version of the AA02 that Ed created. But it's nice to sometimes use your laptop, as the AntScope software can overlay various scans as you're adjusting and tuning your antenna. As you can see here, a RigExpert AA650 Zoom is like 825 Canadian, or the 1500 for 1238. So there's substantial savings and the satisfaction of building yourself when you can just pick up some of these $96 embedded RigExpert boards. They're not as fully featured, but certainly they do well. And of course the Metro is about $25, and the case was about $10 here on Amazon in Canada. And that's all I have to show you for this video. Thank you for staying to the end. Look forward to making more. Like, subscribe, and see you again soon. I am Victor Echo 7 Golf Hotel, and everyone have a great day. 7-3.